Alright, we should be live. Let me go make a thumbnail real quick. Another thing about how stupid that is why haven't they canceled their plan yet? It's like you're just going to keep paying for it when you don't live there?
You lowballed them.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm so tired of just bitching nonstop. Is this... Just want this shit to be over. What's going on, Opus? Hey, Wade, what's going on? Let me update my YouTube thing real quick, and we're good to go. Atlas is about to make a new high. I probably tightened my stop loss too much, but I was happy with the gains. What was my next target? It was 16.2, I think. So watch for 16.2. And then I didn't have another target until like 24.
It's going to fill the listing candle wick.
You have cheddar now, Opus? Nice. Did you use my ref link? If you didn't, I'm gonna ban you. Use my What'd you say about the wick?
Listing wick. It went up
That's
like
yeah.
30
That's what JMA said. He thinks it's gonna fill the whole wick. I'll go over Atlas here in a second, guys. We had a nice trade today in Discord. Thanks to Sticky. Let me update this video real quick. Alright, should be good to go. Okay, so the trade that we had today is the only trade I took today. Was on Atlas. We had I was up at like 2 a.m. and Sticky told me to take a look at it. It was right around here. It was just going flat. Had a really nice flat top, ascending triangle. Sticky told me to ape, so I aped. And then I had a target at what was that, 11.4, I think it was. 11.3, like right around here. About for half my position. And then I had the other half at what was it? It was 14 something, but then I raised it because it was putting in a flat top up here. So target hit for about half the position, and then it bottomed out, put in a really beautiful SR flip. So when it flipped this level, kind of like right here, once it started to push, I added back on that part that we sold. And then we sold that piece on this push here. And then I kept trailing my stop all the way up because it's very volatile, like percentage-wise. So I wanted to have a tight stop. And then it pulled back here and fully stopped me out. So that was the whole trade on the day. And I have some screenshots. I didn't take a screenshot of like the biggest P&L, but here's one for like 700%. I think it was up like 800% on the high. It was a really nice trade. It's probably going to keep going. My next target would be around 16.2. And then I'd target somewhere around like 25. So if you want to be safe, like 22. If you want to be greedy, somewhere around 30. But 25 is like the next major target. They're also doing like very high APR funding. Or staking, I should say. Which is one of the main reasons why it's pumping so hard. If you guys are into staking, definitely check that out. You can stake Atlas against USDC, or you can stake Atlas against Ray. And they both have very high rates.
Yo, Stick Eater.
Yo.
Yo, bro, looking hot.
Fuck off, bro.
What's it? It's going straight up.
Straight up. It's like $11 right now, or $10.
Oh,
I
yeah,
dumped
it
my
is.
bag at like $6.
Yo, I'm really liking all these Canadian crypto stocks, to be honest.
No, Hut's really good.
There's another one called Bit Farm that I just took long on it because it's like blockchains, farms and stuff like that, operating stuff like that. It's like BITF. Another Canadian play, which I like Canadian plays now. So these Chinese crypto stocks.
Well, what it is all the, like, a lot of these Canadian mining companies are owned by Chinese too. At least the private ones where I live.
Oh, bet. But I'm saying like they don't gotta deal with like Chinese regulations and shit like that. That's what I mean. That's what's been hurting most every Chinese stocks. Huh. They look at Facebook coming into the close.
Yeah, I had a good lotto idea for that, and then I just started staring at Atlas.
Yeah.
I think the 37750s, they would have paid nice if you bought them around the 375 level. Every shipper is green again.
Nice rounded bottom on BTCM after that massive pump.
We have kind of a double distribution day going on SPY today. Let me hide my other indicators, make it easier. Nice little node on the top. Pretty big node on the bottom, excuse me. And then we have kind of a gap in the middle. POC is towards the high, so pretty bullish. Nice little consolidation up here, breaking away now. We have also a massive node from yesterday. We have that POC basically right where we're failing currently. So if we can get above this node, kind of above like 453.70, this would be a very nice support. Because you'd have all the support here, all the support here, and then even if you came down to fill the gap, you'd have a little wick support down there. So really nice if we can push to like 453.80, even higher. That should be extremely bullish. Need to hold above POC for sure. But pretty bullish past few days. You didn't really lose value. You can see the value area low is almost identical. So you gained value here, and then you kind of stagnated here, which is okay, because you're still putting in kind of a lot of support right here. If we push away. If we don't push away, that could turn into resistance, and then you would get probably a sell-off down to the gap, which is almost a gap from the previous day as well. If we look at the past 2 days combined, you can see there's kind of a gap in that same area. Big, oops. You have a big kind of capital B. And you have the gap right there. So if this was very bullish, you would just pull back, bounce right out of the gap, and then continue higher. You can see if you take into account the pre-market session on ES, we're a little bearish because you had your value up here yesterday, and now our value is kind of decreasing. But it looks pretty good for now. You do have like a little node right here. You have the value area high as well. So if we can push and hold above the value area high, you have a little bit of resistance on the POC, which you're currently hitting. So hold above that. There's really nothing above you. You can see there's a tail here. Very easy to take that. There's a tail here. Very easy to take that as well. Little bit of resistance on the node right there, but that's about it. Yeah, 30-minute pivot came in there. 30-minute pivot was tested there. The 30-minute pivots on ES are extremely accurate. As you can see, we failed that pivot to the tick. Sounds like there's some calls coming in. Let's take a look. EWZ, I believe that's a Brazilian emerging markets ETF. And then you had, that's it actually. I believe that's Brazil. Yeah, Brazil. We traded this a few years ago, actually, on stream. When I made that emerging markets portfolio. It's actually a pretty good ETF. Hey, Sarish. Yeah, you can see here on ES, failing that pivot to the tick. Beautiful bounce off this pivot here and that pivot there. So you're kind of stuck between a range here. How's Nasdaq look? Nasdaq looks a little more bullish. Look at all the support below you. Pivot, 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 POC, and POC. All that is support. Then we have a pivot up here, which has failed us twice. Actually, 3 times. How's IWM doing? It was pumping the past few days. Kind of pulling back a little bit. What's forming the pivots? Is it a part of the volume profile? No. So the volume profile is this here. The pivots is the Oasis trading suite. So if I hide everything and just show you the indicator, this is what the indicator looks like. If you see the dotted line, that's from the indicator. These dots, the horizontals, these are from the indicator as well. The candle colors are from the indicator, and the arrows are. Everything else is my other indicators. So like these are just moving averages here. This would be the volume profile. And that's pretty much all you're seeing. And then I have the Momo down here. It's kind of a mess when you look at it all at the same time. But if you break it down kind of step by step, it's very simple. For PayPal, was there any pre-market indication to call for this up move? I don't normally look at pre-market, to be honest, man. The only time I look at pre-market is if there's like news, or if there is, if I'm trading like a penny stock, like something that has a lot of volume pre-market. But other than that, pre-market is not very important.
It's going to be really important here if Apple closes above the high day.
And no, there was no indicator. You see how pathetic their pre-market volume is, and how bad the price action is. That's why it's irrelevant. Excuse me. Now, if you take into account yesterday, there are some signs that it gave you. If you look at the closing, or I guess, no, never mind. That was this morning. I thought this was yesterday. So actually, right at the bell, it gave you the sign that I was about to go over. There's a big bull div here. So the Momo gave you a bull div, and the Momo gave you a one candle bottom. When it does these one candle bottoms, they're extremely accurate. Like when it gives you a one candle purple, these are typically very accurate. They're not always right, but very often they are. Very often you'll see them kind of on the bull divs as well. So if you see a bull div form a single bottom, those are very good. But yeah, then you had the pivot come in. You had that massive engulfing candle. So you didn't even need pre-market. The opening 10 minutes was enough. We talked about PayPal on Discord today. We had a couple people call it out, actually. I'm still holding PayPal. I doubled my shares. It wasn't yesterday. I think it was 2 days ago. Little pullback on SPY on that POC we mentioned. The POC of yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So we're losing this big volume node here. Very likely going to go down to the gap right around here. And then if we're very bullish, it should not hang out on that gap. You should see a very sharp bounce. If not, probably come back down to the 200 EMA. How's Atlas doing? It's about to break out again.
Bitcoin about to close. It's looking like it's about to close as a hammer.
So this is kind of an example of I pulled my stop too tight because originally my stop was below this candle here. Because of the massive, this was a $1.2 million dollar wall that me and JMA were like looking to break, and then it broke and it just ripped. So we took profit a few times, and then when it came down, I got stopped out around here. So I raised my stop, which is not a good, it wasn't a bad exit. But now we're going for another run. So you can see the difference on that would have been, let's see. That's a pretty big difference. It's about 9 to 10% that I raised my stop. But we bought way down here. So I'm not complaining. So we got stopped out around 70%. So we rode this thing for about 70%. We took profit along the way. So not 70% on the entire trade. Very close. If you take all my sells into account, it was about 55 to 60%. So very close to maximum potential on that. I'm still doing what I talked about on stream the other day. I'm using much smaller, not position size, but like I'm only keeping about 2,000 to 3,000 in my FTX, but I'm leveraging up very high in order to not have a lot of money in FTX, just in case they want to rug everybody. And it's working out actually. It's actually a lot easier to trade like that. I mean, I don't recommend it, but if you're worried about having a lot of money on exchange that you're not supposed to be on, it's the best way to deal with that. Keep a small balance, but leverage up and use the same position sizes. What made me really worried about FTX is they lowered their withdrawal limit to 2,000 a day, even if you trade volume. So originally it was 2,000 a day, but if you traded volume, you got 9,000 a day, which is more than acceptable. But now it's 2,000 a day, period. So if you're stuck with like a $50,000 account, anything more than that, like you're screwed. Well, you're not screwed. This is going to take you a long time to get your money off. Hey, Frank. Hey, Muhammad. I think your name's Muhammad. Ebola as well. I think you're not new, are you? I think I've seen you around. I know Wade is new. I haven't seen Wade before. Man, I feel like I'm dehydrated today. I'm like guzzling down water. It's because Sticky made me get out of bed at 2 a.m. to fucking ape crypto.
Fucking worth it.
Dehydrated my entire body. It was worth it. For sure.
Fucking worth it. Here comes the rain.
It would have been a very expensive sleep if I didn't get out of bed.
Put a rug to yourself.
Yeah, just like when I left that fucking one day. I didn't want to rug myself twice.
No.
I don't like rugs. I'm gonna have a sign on my front door, no rugs allowed.
Looks like it wants to continue. The breakout. Looks like a continuation.
Atlas, of course.
Did Alice break the high?
Yeah.
Damn it. I suck at trading stuff like Atlas, even though I made a really good profit on it. Because
Bro, I told you.
it's one of those things, like you said, you don't look at it, you just hold on to it. But I can't have my stop like more than 10% away. Like it doesn't sit right with me.
This is clown market, sir. You don't use stops.
Yeah, it's true. Nah, I'm happy. I made like 6K in 8 hours. Not bad. See if it hits my next target. 16.2 is my next one. It would have only been about 7% difference. Not too bad. I actually haven't talked about Bitcoin yet, so thank you for reminding me.
When it goes to $1, you could have had 90 grand.
Yeah, if it goes to $1, I'm gonna be sad. Bitcoin looks pretty good. We went over this volume profile the other day. This is the most key level that Bitcoin's been at in a long time. If it breaks back above this 50,000 like 600, which it already, or 50,300, which it already is. It just needs to hold up here for a little bit, and you'll probably teleport to like 55,000. Like there's not a whole lot in your way until you get to like at least 54, 53. And then the main target would be around 61. Yeah, it looks really good. The biggest thing is kind of watching like these little SR flips that are happening, but they're not exact. Like you're putting in a high, breaking it, retest, put a high, break it, retest. So like next time it pulls back, you don't want it to be below like 49. Yeah, Rusty, I think JMA was having the same issue. He was trying to buy Atlas on his Phantom wallet or something like that, and it wasn't working. Hey, Mike, thoughts on Sava? Looks pretty bad. You lost the 200 EMA on the daily, which is very bad. You lost the daily pivot, pretty nasty engulfing candle. I wouldn't like this until it got back above 60 at least, like minimum. You just lost a weekly pivot. Yeah, it's not good. I'd say 60, reclaim 60 at the lowest. Yeah, Rusty, I'm the same way with wallets, man. I had to have Sticky walk me through the staking thing.
It was pretty painful.
Yeah, especially when I just got out of bed. I couldn't even read shit right. It was pretty bad. I was like, I'm clicking the button, man. It's not working. I don't know what's happening. I'm doing exactly what you told me to do. And then I read it again, and I was clicking the complete wrong thing. I was trying to use Atlas, and I didn't even have Atlas. Phantom Wallet's toxic because it asks you for your password every 2 seconds.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. But it's also toxic. You look away for literally a second, click another window, and you're done. Password needed.
Yeah, but imagine having like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, you'd get rugged. Are you gonna use the SolC site?
I don't have too many Solana NFTs. I'm mostly just focused on when the Star Atlas sale
Yeah.
goes up, I'm gonna get me some spaceships and stuff.
What do you think about that transition, like the Solana C thing? You think it's gonna do well, or you think it's a gimmick?
I think it's a gimmick. There's very few like high quality NFT projects, like relative to like what's on OpenSea. Obviously, there's a lot of garbage on OpenSea, but
Yeah.
I think what happens with SolC is it's going to start with a lot of garbage first.
Yep. You don't think the fees are gonna play into like people switching over?
Not until like good artists and stuff come over. It's not
Yeah, if
really
like
about the
art
fees.
blocks came over.
Yeah. But I know SolC has like a thing going on for like the first 100 to be on their platform. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to add like garbage people, and there's probably people doing like fresh mints and stuff that they vetted.
Yeah. Hey, Brianna. Ebola said, how does Ethereum look? Let's see.
Ebola.
His name is Ebola. Ebola Jones. Ethereum is very close to our 4,100 target. So the first target was 3,800, and then 4,100 is the next level. He topped out around 4,000. Looks pretty good though.
16.3.
Damn, my target would have been hit. Hey, John, what's going on, man? Hey, you didn't miss much, John. It's been pretty slow recently. Not really anything crazy happening. Been a lot of boring days, a lot of slow days. I've been back to kind of my slow style of trading. I'm like buying shares and holding them for a long time, and I'm investing in sectors. Right now, I'm big in the shipping sector, which is paying fat. It's going to be my biggest trade of the year, I think. They just don't stop going up. It's like every day they go red for a little bit, and they go right back up. You still have Palantir leaps? I think they've been doing pretty good recently. Let's see. Yeah, they've been doing all right. They're stuck in like this eternal range, man. Look at these pivots. There's just so many pivots right here. It really needs to get above like 28, like to 30. And that's when you can start really seeing some juicy numbers like 45. Or sorry, 35, 40. But this range is brutal. The weekly looks pretty good, to be honest. It looks like it's finally ready to start pushing. This double bottom is clean. Could be a bulldog. Or it could be a W, to be honest. Go for a gap fill. It's not bad at all. I don't think the market's going to tank until we start tapering. If JP starts tapering earlier than expected, I think that would be the most bearish thing. Besides that, it's unstoppable, man. When the Fed just keeps pumping and says they're going to push the taper out, it just keeps going up. You have bad economic numbers that keep coming out, and the Fed's like, oh no, we have to keep putting money into the economy because the numbers are bad. So then they keep pumping and pumping. It's a bubble, right? The bubble goes up, the economy goes down. The jobs report was abysmal. It was absolute dog shit. And the market is green today. I think that was yesterday, but still, same point. They added 200,000 jobs when they expected 750,000. Like, that's horrendous. Biden just told us this morning how good the economy is. Yeah, I don't know what numbers he's looking at. We haven't had any good economic numbers come out in a while. The jobs report was abysmal. This is one of the times where people don't understand the stock market and the economy are not the same thing. The stock market is doing very well because the Fed is pumping it, right? And then we have like big companies like Apple, Facebook, obviously, like the big boy FANG companies that are kind of leading the market up. But as a whole, the economy's not doing well. The numbers are trash. CCIV took a massive dump. I haven't even looked at it since the merger. Yeah, 3.5 million, their 3.5 trillion plan. Yeah, they have a couple plans in the works right now that are like 2 trillion apiece. And then they have the infrastructure one coming. That one should be done pretty soon. They come back for recess, I believe, shortly. The biggest thing is you got to watch is the Fed. The Fed is controlling the market right now. You can literally ignore all of the economic numbers and just watch the Fed. If the Fed says they're going to taper before the end of the year, which they originally alluded to that, but they ended up not doing it. But we have like 3 months left, right? We have 1 quarter left. So if they taper like Q4, it will probably start going down. It could line up for like a January nuke, because January is typically pretty bad. Well, January is not so much, mainly February. January is kind of hit or miss. No, I haven't seen that, John. I have seen a lot of the shipping news regarding the ports being backed up in China, and that's why I longed all my shipping plays. Was there was a massive supply crunch, so we're seeing a big supply crunch right now on the shipping plays. Literally, the Suez Canal was like extremely mainstream. Everyone was talking about it. Even non-traders were talking about it. But then nobody talks about the port in China that is backed up more than the Suez Canal. Literally, no one's even heard about it. But they've had multiple ports being shut down from COVID, and their backlog of ships is massive. Two untouched ETF highs, untouched by RTH 45. Are you talking about ES? The main high that you wanna see is this one here. You have this tail that has not been tested. You put in a high here and then tail, and then you never tested it. Yeah, that's the thing, Leon, is if you look into the shipping world, right around this time is when they start shipping all the winter stuff, right? It's about a quarter ahead of time. So all the Q4 stuff, like all the winter stuff and the Christmas stuff, that's all done in Q3. So like if you have any backups or shortages in Q3, that's hurting your next quarter. That's hurting your Christmas stuff. It's the biggest shipping time of the year, too. You said, I heard it cost 10 times more than what it did a couple years ago to get a container. Yeah, containers are ridiculous. And one of the things I was reading about ships is there are literally no ships left, like to charter. The charters are empty. Like every ship that can possibly be chartered for shipping is being chartered. Which is why we're seeing a supply crunch. We're seeing the demand skyrocket, but the supply is flat. It's neutral, right? Which makes prices go up. This is what I've been talking about for weeks on my summary markets. So hopefully you guys have been watching those watch lists and you were able to make some money. Because we are up massively on those shipping plays. And I told you guys way early. I told you guys when they were still going down. And we dollar cost averaged those things when they were nuking. And now we're up over 20% on every single one. It's a huge sector right now that nobody's talking about. I even had a guy on Twitter tell me that I was wrong and the shipping companies were going to nuke. And then he proceeded to delete his tweet because they're going literally straight up. How many containers can a cruise ship carry? That's a good point, man. I don't know. Probably not many. Have you seen container ships? They're massive, man. They're absolutely massive. Like even a cruise ship next to a container ship, it's not even comparable. What tickers am I playing for shipping? Here's my shipping list. Zem, Maddox, DAC, NMM, and GSL. I didn't get into DAC or GSL. I'm only in these three, the ones that are yellow. Zem is my biggest, Maddox is my second biggest, and then NMM is my third biggest. A super carrier can carry 120,000 tons? Jesus. What's the biggest one? What is the biggest shipping vessel? The biggest one is 400 meters long, 33 meters in depth. Jesus. Yeah, it seems like all the biggest ones are 400 meters long. Yeah, 400 meters, 400 meters. Seems like that's pretty much standard size. Yeah, 400 meters. They're all 400 meters, so that must be like standard. For my Americans, that's 1,300 feet. It's a good play, man. I'm telling you, shipping. It's hard to get in now. I will say, if you guys are like new to my channel, you're just now hearing about the shipping sector. It's kind of hard to buy up here. They're just going straight up. But I think they will continue if you guys are already in. I don't have targets on these. I'm just trailing my stop loss. Yeah, it's crazy, Reister. Yeah, stuff like this, when you're trading sectors that are just seeing massive supply crunches or anything economic that just makes them keep going up, you don't really want to have a target. You just want to kind of trail your stop. Miss the boat. Yeah, exactly. You missed the boat. The biggest thing to watch is the BDI. There is not a direct correlation between the BDI and the shipping companies going up. But I assumed in this case there was going to be a direct correlation. So the only 2 times, well, 3 times. 3 times in the history of the BDI since 1984 has it been above 3,000. You had the like start of the 2000s, so 2001 to 2005. Well, we had a lot of stuff going on there, a lot of war. You had like the 9/11 stuff happening. And then we had the global financial crisis of '08. That was the massive spike and the massive nuke. And then we had the recovery from the GFC. Those were the only times in history that it's been this high. And now look at it. It's rocketing. Which has led to a positive correlation with the other shipping companies. Nice, John. Yeah, we're getting our fantasy league started back up, John, for the Discord, the football fantasy. We'll see who wins this time. I think I came in like 4th or 5th in one of the leagues, and then I don't remember what I came in on the other one. Do I still use exocharts? Not really. No. I used them back in the day when I was scalping a lot. Not really anymore. That's why people ask me to make like more videos for exocharts. I don't really use them anymore. And those videos that I made back then, that's exactly what I would be doing today if I was still using them. So there's really no need for me to make new videos. Yeah, definitely look for pullbacks on the shipping companies for sure. Especially into this last quarter. Until we start seeing shipping prices come down and like some of the boats not being chartered, like once the supply crunch starts to die down, you're still safe to kind of long those. But alright guys, I gotta get going. I wasn't even supposed to stream today. I'm really busy. So I gotta get going and doing a lot of things for the new house. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I don't know what's gonna happen this weekend for the summary markets. I'm gonna try to get it put out. So just keep an eye on it. I'm gonna try to put it out on Sunday. If I have to, it might come out on Saturday, so it might come out early, or it might come out on Monday. So I really don't know. So watch my Twitter. I'll let you guys know when I'm putting that watch list out. It will be released before the week starts. So it will definitely come out. I just don't know what day. So watch out for that. And then there is no trading on Monday. So if you guys didn't know, we have a holiday on Monday. And then we'll be back on Tuesday. So If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Where's my cursor? I lost my cursor. Oh, here it is. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Hit that like button. I stream Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern typically. I just bought a new house, so I'm very busy, so my stream is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm not. So until I'm set up at the new house, it's going to be a little hectic. But when I get back to normal, it will be Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are new to trading, make sure to check out my How to Trade playlist on YouTube. There's about 25 videos on there that will teach you my techniques that I use on stream completely for free. If you guys want to check out the Discord, there is a link in the description below. Our analysis plan is only $1 a day, so make sure to check that out. All right, guys. I will see you guys on Tuesday, hopefully. If not, I'll let you guys know on Twitter. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Have a good holiday. Peace out.